Hey, everybody, it's Fernando Labastida. This is a special edition of the Viral Genius podcast. This is the strike marketing preview version of the podcast. I'm here with Chris Stanley, 20-time Amazon bestseller. He's known as the mini book guy. He helps people write their mini books, which is basically a book. It's less than 100 pages. You remove the fluff from a traditional book, right? Who people, those of us who are probably 99% of us who are bought into the big book lie that you have to write a 200, 300, tome about your topic and just get to those 50 pages or those 100 pages within the book that is like the meat of the stuff, and you remove all the fluff. That's what Chris Stanley's all about. Topic that he's talking about at the Strike Marketing Summit is from 7 days of writing to 70,000, 700K a year in revenue. And this is part of the strike marketing model, which is really it's the practical guide for how to get your new category, your new POV out into the marketplace of ideas versus you design your category, you write your book about it, then you explode it onto the scene through a strike, which I'm calling a summit strike, a 3-day summit. It could be any other things, lightning strikes. But in this case, I really like the virtual summit model. And then you continue the conversation. Tell us a little bit about your talk here, Chris, about, give us a preview. Don't give away the store, but give us a preview of what you're going to talk about.
Give away the farm and then but save all the grain, right? Like the actual nutrients, right? Give the whole big spiel here. Well, first off, so excited for this summit, excited to be there. Honored you invited me. Now, for those who are hearing, my wife cringes when she hears these marketing things like 7 days of writing to 700K, like, sleazeball, overshooting the moon, overpromising the marketer. Now, that didn't happen overnight, but one of the big questions that I get a lot about a mini book is, will it actually help me build my business? And so you might not go to 700K off of book royalties, which is what some people might think. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is using a mini book as the foundation of your business and building on top of it because you have a clear point of view. You have intellectual capital built into the book itself, all your frameworks, your chapters, all of that, and your messaging is clear now because you've actually written it out. And Fernando, you and I both know, I've been texting you back and forth as you're writing your own book. Clarity comes from writing, and writing only comes from having to think through what it is we actually believe. And so for me, the best way to build a business.
Absolutely. I mean, I tell you what, when I started writing this book, the strike marketing book, I had a somewhat of a good idea. I thought I had a well-defined idea, but just the act of writing and thinking about encapsulating those ideas made me pivot a few times, because it's like writing is thinking and thinking is writing. And it allows you to sort of see what is the opportunity in the marketplace that you can create, and what are those pains that your target market have, and how can you match the two in a very succinct and clear way.
Right. And so many people overcomplicate this process and then undercomplicate it at the same time. Because what you have to do isn't complicated. Like there's outline templates and there's checklists and all those things to do. But the hard part is the thinking. People are like, oh, I know how to do my job. Let me just vomit it out in a book. Well, that's good for getting a book done, which I've done before. But to me, if you're not thinking through it properly in the terms of, I'm going to build my business on the back of this book, it doesn't usually do much for your business. You and I both have books like that sit there, they look nice, they make us feel good, they give us some authority, but they're not really building the business day in and day out. And so to me, there's a strategic way you can do this, that you can write a book, whether it's a mini book, which is 5 to 15,000 words, or whether you want to go 30 or 40,000 words. It doesn't really matter the word count as much as it is the clarity, like you were talking about, that you're bringing to the ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, but the other thing that you're doing, Chris, and you haven't mentioned this, but I wanted to sort of highlight this, is that through your books and actually with what you're doing yourself, you're designing categories. So you're so just really like the 35,000 foot overview of category design. is that you're not competing with people you're not creating another CRM amongst all the other hundreds of CRM softwares. You're creating a new category, a new software. So in this case, you have created this thing called smart publishing, right? And you've really kind of put the banner, you put the banner in the ground of mini books, which is part of smart publishing. And at the same time, you're using books and you're helping clients to use books to not only clarify their thinking, but essentially to coin new industry terms, to design new categories, to help them become the kings or queens of a
And
category
some
they own.
people really get like overwhelmed. They hear category design, and rightfully so. They think Uber versus Lyft. They think Airbnb versus, the hotel industry. Like they're thinking these massive categories. But really, when you dial it back to solopreneurs or even small entrepreneurs with small teams like myself, really what we're talking about is owning a place in someone's mind. If we look at just two quick examples to make this clear, is that, there's this place, you go in, you order food, they give you Mexican in about 5 minutes, and you sit down and you eat it, right? Like, okay, I went up to a counter, I ordered my food, I sat down, and ate Mexican. Okay, there's another place that you go up, you pick all your ingredients in a line, you order it, they give you Mexican in about 5 minutes, and you sit down and eat it. What is the difference between Taco Bell, the first one, say, that is created a different place in people's mind that they could sit. It's still Mexican. It's still fast. You still have to tell them what you want, but they crafted it in a way, even though it's not so different like Uber versus taxi, that it was like, wow, that occupies a different space in my mind. So that's what I help people do with mini books is go figure out what you want to do, what space you want to occupy, and create that now only you can live in it.
Exactly, exactly. And that space that you held in people's mind is, I think, the ultimate differentiation play, because so many new businesses, so many solopreneur companies, as well as just, maybe local businesses, even software businesses, they suffer in this sea of anonymity and this generic category. This, oh yeah, I'm a designer, right? Man, there's, millions of designers out
Millions.
there. What,
Yeah,
you know,
millions. And so what ends up
I'm a
happening, and this
SaaS
is what I'm going to be
company.
talking about, and what ends up
Mhm.
happening, and what we'll be talking about is when you do that, you instantly not only are faced with competition, but you're faced with something called a credibility crisis, where now you have to demand credibility to get attention, right? Like you have to be a better option versus somebody else. And who are you? Who are you? Why are you doing this? Why should I trust you? And so that's the first thing most people face. And they struggle getting started online because they have no answer for that. They have no credibility to give. Only their employer knows what they did, no one else. And so a mini book helps put that out there to say, hey, if you're doubting my credibility, read my book. You'll know by the end if I'm full of crap or not. You'll know in an hour.
Yeah. So as part of what you do with mini books, you have done your own version of a virtual summit, a lightning strike in the form of an awards ceremony. So tell me a little bit about how this fits into your whole, mini book model.
Well, when I first started, 30-second version. I heard this thing called mini books. Category Pirates was talking about it. I have been writing short books like this for my company, um, and it helped it grow exponentially, but I didn't have a term for it. But I was passionate about publishing small books. And when I heard Category Pirates use the term mini books, I was like, that's it. I've been calling them pocket guides. I've been calling them whatever, but mini books is a good term. And so I wrote a book in 3 days, threw it on Amazon, and went back to running my company, that $700,000 company. And I came back a year later or so and was like, I think I'm going to start talking about this. And so I knew to get people's attention, I needed to do it quickly. I didn't want to spend 3 years to get people looking my way. So I did an award ceremony called the Mini Book Hall of Fame, where I inducted several people into the Hall of Fame if they had over 100 reviews on their mini book. And so I had to fit the criteria of 5 to 15,000 words, had to have over 100 reviews on Amazon, And so Category Pirates was one of them. And then we had another gentleman who had a book on AI that he wrote with AI, and it was like gone off to the races. And so he had a mini book. And so that's that ceremony I did. And it was huge for getting the conversation started that this is a legit thing, because it wasn't just my books, it was somebody else had done it and I was showcasing it.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, we're really excited about having you speak at the summit. Your talk, as of now, hopefully the schedule will stay put, but think a lot of things happen. But is going to be that Thursday, the 11th of September, 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern. Again, it's a book. It's your talk is called "From 7 Days of Writing to 7K a Year in Revenue." You are Chris Stanley, quote unquote, the mini book guy, and it's a pleasure to have you on board.
Awesome. Excited to be there. Looking forward to it.
All right, perfect. Bye bye.